Well, good morning, young engineers and industrial tech. So I know there was a hiccup with the hinge, so I've made sure that I've gone completely through this week's lesson, and everything that he goes over, all the tools that he uses, we have available with our version of SketchUp. So I want to go over a couple of things, and then I'll about SketchUp in general, and then I'll do a couple of things about the assignment. So this is what your final assignment should look like. Now, when you watch the video, he starts off with a miter joint and a half lap joint. And you're welcome to do those for extra credit. I'll give you 10 points for each one extra credit. All right? But really, you only have to do these 4 joints. And what I want you to do, you'll notice they're very spread out. And that's because I want you to create 4 scenes. And as a reminder, for a scene, the way you do that is to review them. You come over here to this toolbar, and right here where this movie clapper is, you notice that I've already created 3 scenes. So as I pick on scene number 1, watch what happens. It moves to the mortise and tenon joint. When I click on scene number 2, it's going to move to the tongue and groove joint. And when I put on screen number 3, it's going to move to the finger joint. So how do you create a scene? Well, what you need to do is you need to pan over and only have what you want in the window to create the scene. Now, the one thing that I don't have here that is a new tool is you saw that there was 3D letters. Okay? So if you look over here, sorry, wrong tool. If you look over here, you're going to label each of these with 3D letters. And see, I could have gone to the seam and it would have gone a lot quicker. So how do you do 3D letters? Well, you'll find the 3D letters under the rectangle tool. So if you click on the rectangle tool, you'll notice down here one of your choices is 3D text. So the window will come up. I'm going to suggest a height of 1 foot to start with and extruded 6 inches. Okay? So you simply type in the words that you want. So dovetail, this is a dovetail joint. So I type in dovetail and click OK. And there it is. Now, it's a little on the big side, if you would agree. So what you're going to do is you can scale it, and you'll find scale underneath the tape measure tool. The move tool. You'll find scale under the move tool. Right there, you'll find scale. And when you click on scale, you notice it's a different handles, the green handles. So you simply grab a handle and you scale it down by hand. Okay? You can then move it. M for move. Click on a corner, bring it over. It's still a little on the big side, so I'm going to go back to scale over here, again, under the move tool. Scale it. There it is, scale. And I'm going to scale it again a little bit more. All right, perfect. Now M for move. I'm going to center it. And now I need to create that final scene. So I'm going to zoom in a bit, because whatever's in your window is what will be in the scene. Space bar, back to the select tool. That looks pretty good. I might rotate it just a bit. Okay, so there's what I want my scene to be. So now I come back over here, and there's a plus sign here. I simply hit plus, and it puts in a fourth scene. So now you'll notice if I go to scene 1, it transitions all the way over to the mortise and tenon. Scene 2, scene 3, and scene 4. This is why they're spread out so far apart, so that I only have one joint in each scene. Now, he does not do scenes, but I want you to do scenes. Okay? Now, some of you are having some difficulty submitting this. If you go up here, so I'm going to save this right now, okay, because I made some changes. But when you're ready to submit this, you're all done and you're ready to submit this, underneath the folder icon, you see download. If you hit download, and I would recommend that you use the 2019 version just to play it safe, and hit OK. It's now going to download. I'm on a PC, but it's now downloaded it to my computer. All right, so that Woodworking Joints SKP file is somewhere on my computer, probably in my downloads folder. So now when you go to when you go to Google Classroom and you're ready to attach it, you should be able to locate it on your computer and attach it from your computer. Okay? So one other thing about his video. He uses a 1/4 inch material, I believe it was, and a 1/2 inch material for a couple of them. I would recommend that you, when he's talking about thickness of the boards, I would recommend that you use 3/4 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch for all of your joints, except for the post in the mortise and tenon. That I would still do whatever size he does. But all the regular boards should be 3/4 of an inch. And if you do not start erasing all of your guidelines, then I'm going to start counting off. So I'm going to go over that real quick. I'm going to grab the tape measure tool. I'm going to put a guideline in here, an arbitrary guideline, okay? And you might have several. The easiest way to get rid of them is over here underneath the glasses. It says what? Delete all guidelines. So watch, you can see that guideline right there. Boom, it's gone. All your guidelines will be gone. I'm going to start counting off if you do not erase all of your guidelines. And then the other thing I suggest you do is that you look at all parts of your joint and make sure that they look correct. Some of you on that hinge joint, you had holes sticking out the back of your hinge. You never rotated your hinge around to look at the back side. Okay? So I think that covers just about everything. Have fun and good luck.